Yo, 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 what's going on, players, playettes? Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Hope you guys are having a nice day, getting a little saucy, a little saucy, a little juicy with the ladies out there, the moms, the future moms, the single moms, the non-moms, the bro moms, all the moms. Hot moms, non-hot moms, old moms, not old moms, the cougs, the non-cougs, the dukes. Everybody out there, happy Mother's Day. People, we got things to do. So let's take a look at the market indexes and then let's go and shred. So we had a decent day and a decent week in the market index. You can see a lot of green across the board. The QQQ's had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 day run over here. And, you know, we've reached a little period of overbought, so we've been choppy the last couple days, but overall, we're just stuck back inside this range. It's a good spot to be in considering how much the market has been up, you know, in this last, in this last so much time. It's a good spot to be in. Like, you know, there's no getting around that. You know, after you have such a 30% run or whatever this was, you know, to fart around for a couple months is not obscene. It's healthy. It's what we need to see. And we are in a period of distribution right now, and we've been in for a little bit of time. So you're going to see some breakouts fail. You're going to see some patterns fail. You're going to see swing trading. For those of you guys who are swing trading, you're going to have a lot more mixed results on the swings, the overnights. You're going to have, you know, you're going to have some swings, and they're going to gap up, and then they're going to fade off right at the open. You're going to have some swings where they gap down a couple percent, and you're going to stop out, and then they re-ramp by the end of the day, and you're like, fuck, what just happened? You know, you're going to have a lot of this kind of stuff, a lot of fugazis in the market. That's just the nature of range trading. When it's hot, it's not, and when it's not, it's hot, you know, and it's your classic buy low, sell high kind of thing. But the structure is still there, minus, you know, that we're just congealing and really just marinating here as we kind of head into the summer. The SPY's at, you know, all-time highs pretty much. We fade off a little bit at resistance. I would keep an eye on, you know, if we gap up into kind of this supply, we may need to pull back here for a day or two on the SPY. We've had a decent run here, and we're super overbought. I just watch for a big gap. You know, if we had a big gap up, kind of take it outside the upper Bollinger Band, I think we kind of take a little bit of a short on it for like a hot second, a gap fill type of trade, something along that end, but nothing major. The structure of the market is still really strong. Remember, we're short-term traders, so, you know, we may be long at one moment and then short the next, and that's the beauty of day trading, right? Or, you know, even if you're swing trader, being a, you know, swing trader that really is going for momentum burst. So something to just kind of think about. In terms of the market, gold was really kind of leading the way. Silver, really nice run last week. You know, you could see natural gas is starting to come out of range that it's been in for a long time. Is this bullish? No, but it is like what it's saying is that, you know, probably the bear market in it has slowed down for a period of time, and you're entering a period of range. Unless, you know, all these things start to curl up and you get series of higher highs, higher lows, then we'll see what's up. But, you know, utilities were, you know, really hot last week. And when you see, guys, you know what kind of gives me a little bit of pause on the market? When you see gold and silver, sure, like that kind of gets the doomsday guys out, the preppers out. And then you start to see utilities and these kind of things go, you know, there's a flight to safety, even though there was also a flight to some speculation last week too. And that's what's actually really interesting. There's a flight to safety, but the actual index is held up too, right? Like your tech stocks and stuff like that. And so something to kind of keep on. It's a small red flag. It usually does not happen like that. When the flight to safety happens, the indexes are coming down, and, you know, we're not having that. So we got to be a little bit careful, guys. You know, this is still a little bit of risk-off scalpers market. Let's take a look at the watch list. There's some good stuff out here for tomorrow. I have SG. They said an earnings breakout, sweet green. Didn't do much, minus the opening push, which was actually really nice, about 4 points. It just sat around the rest of the day, but I keep an eye on this week open, red to green. If you see the last earnings, it trended for a couple of weeks. So let's see if we can get a little bit of that kind of juice on this. Zim, I tried to short this little bastard on Friday. I'm sorry, my brain fart. I had a little bit up here and stopped there, and it kind of came down like 20 cents and just farted around the rest of the day. It looked like there were a couple times I thought we might have it, but it didn't. You know, it probably needed a little bit more of a blow off. I thought the gap up in the ORB probably would have stretched it out. You know, the ATR is 0.94, so I used up the ATR pretty quickly. When you have that on a gap up on something that looks like a short, usually, usually that's enough, right? But it wasn't. So what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? I think if we get one more push, let's see like an over-under on the 18 spot. Let's give it another whirl. I mean, it's a long-term base breakout chart, but I'm just talking about a short-term trade down to maybe the 9 EMA or something like that. Reddit, a nice push yesterday. You know, you got a level right here at 55. The stock's a turd, but 55 is a spot, and the spot's a spot. Whether we think it's a turd or, right, golden apples, chocolate-flavored tatas, hey, hot is hot, and, we got to respect that. So let's put that on the watch list. We've got a multi-day range sitting here on the ARM Nation. Nice gap down reversal, basically, off earnings. Gap down reversal. Now we're getting into this kind of confirmation zone that, if it breaks through, then we got room up here. It is a herky-jerky stock, so just kind of be careful. There's a little bit of a spread in it, It has just a certain lack of liquidity, even though it does a lot of volume. So you just want to be a little bit mindful. MU's got a sweet spot that, it just kind of keeps kind of coming out of this zone of love over here that just... right, it's just right there, and it needs a release by, let's say, 122, give or take. App Nation, so you had the earnings and an inside day. This is like prime time. This is prime time to take out this 88 spot and go, right, for a little day trade. FCX has got a flat top breakout. Commodities still holding up okay. Gold, silver had a little push on Friday. Also, if you look at the chart of gold, it's got a nice round in here. 225 is all-time high on this thing. Not inflation weighted, but just, absolute prices. Looks fantastic. Any dips on this, I think we got to take a little bit of a gainer. I had some for a swing trend as higher low, but I sold it into the pop. And, boy, this thing is looking fantastic, though. I think we got more room on that one. Qualcomm's got a level here at 184. Now, remember, we want to, even if we spot right now, guys, remember this. Even if we spot breakout charts, when they break out, we're selling into the breakouts. There's not that much follow through for crazy amounts of days. So we still want to, we want to be selling into this stuff. You know what I mean? We gotta be selling into this stuff. Because there's a lot of failed breakouts right now. The momentum, as long as the market's in range, that's going to happen. Now, there are some breakouts on earnings and stuff that are working up. I'm just talking about your kind of regular stocks on a macro picture. A lot of failed breakouts. I still want to, if I see this, say this thing busts loose to 186 tomorrow or something, right? I ain't holding that overnight. You're taking that profit and moving on because it's just not that market right now. It could be in a matter of weeks, but it ain't right now. Chinese stocks all pulling back and just marinating here. Futu, Baidu, all just kind of sitting on the EMAs here. Let's see how these act tomorrow. A couple days of weakness does it good. They're starting to retrace a decent amount. So I got all those on watch list too. A couple shorts here if we need them. Disney's got a spot here at 104 that I really like. Shop, took out its earnings low with gusto on Friday. You can see the trend on here. Gap up, red to green, pullbacks, all this kind of fun stuff. And I think if it gaps up again, we're trying to do this again. Even though a lot of these tech stocks are gapping down on earnings and reversing, Shop is not showing any signs of that. So we want to kind of keep that in the watch list. But a lot of them are. For example, right, UPSD gapped down, reversed that day, and then it had a nice day. This had an inside day on Friday. I think we give this a try tomorrow. If we start to tighten up here before this 27 spot, we got to try. And just something, let me just give you a little bit of something too. You know, we got Dropbox here, gapped up and then rolled over. Let's watch this one. If it breaks under 23, it'll take us down to 22.75, and then really you'll start to see some carnage. This is still a $10 billion company. Like, it's got room to fall. Like, I mean, it's got room to fall. You know, this one and DocuSign, I really never understood, right? But hey, both of them are targets, but this one's still worth a little bit more. But this Dropbox has got a nice spot here. 23, that takes 22.75, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if we can get this thing, back into the teens or whatever. And it's got good enough liquidity, 7-8 million shares, so why not? Guys, we need a little bit of a mix of longs and shorts. Remember, I don't think it's an easy market to swing trade. If I'm going to swing trade, I want to do stocks that are more earnings breakout type of names here, right? These are like, if I'm going to swing trade, I want to be in these kind of like stocks that have this kind of earnings and, this kind of earnings out. And then like, you're kind of playing, right? You're playing for the pullbacks or whatever. But I want to see these kind of thrusts on earnings and stock of those kind of names. And when you have that, then you'll have a catalyst, some wind at your back, and you'll be able to trade a little bit more clear till the market conditions tighten up a little bit and straighten themselves out. So, guys, hopefully that helps. Happy Mother's Day. You guys notice I got myself a freshie. All right? All right. I love you guys. Peace.